Hello there and welcome back to Satisfactory. Yes, we're back on Satisfactory once again, going to be continuing a single player playthrough on the 1.1. So, if you want to, last time we had got the train stations put down on our massive platform, got all those beautifully colored train stations there, just a whole bunch of them. Managed to work out how many train stations we needed. We got them put down, got them all hooked up to the train lines, as well as we got everything worked out for our factories on how many factories we were going to need, how much we're going to be making, and all that stuff. All we got to do now is just start putting machines down, start getting everything belted and piped, and you know, the whole big business, and seeing how much space we're going to need. Because man, we're probably going to need to expand our platform even more, just for the production side. So yeah, let's go ahead and get on into it. Let's go. Alrighty, and here we are. Yeah, lots to do today. We are going to be very, very busy. Very busy person today. Definitely. So yeah, like I said, we got all this done. I mean, look at this. It's just a whole host of different colors we got going on here for all of our different train lines. And that's just me color coding the trains to what they're going to be carrying, you know, color coding the train stations to what they're going to be carrying, you know. In case you weren't here last time, though, let's go over it. So we got ionized fuel at the top here. This long train station is going to be delivering to our power plant. That's going to be 240 generators, overclocked at 250 each, 250% each. And we're going to be making a decent amount of fuel and sending it over there. So we need a 10-car train to how much fuel we're going to be using versus how much fuel we're going to be making. So yeah, needs a lot. Okay, and then with that, we've got our turbo fuel train, which is the big red one here. We've got the rocket fuel train, which is the orange and red. Why didn't I go red and orange? Is because if you actually look at the rocket fuel in the pipe, it's mostly orange. So, that's how I decided that. That way we didn't get those two confused. And then we've got the liquid biofuel, and we've got the liquid fuel, just the regular liquid fuel here. And then over here we're going to be importing oil, but we're not going to be doing anything with the oil just yet. We're just going to be have it piped up, but yeah, we're not going to be doing anything with that oil just yet because we need to, or because we'll probably be using the oil to expand upon this fuel factory at some point. It just right now we're going to be just riding high off of the heavy oil that the plastic factory is going to be producing. Which is this train station right here, this big purple train station. This is the heavy oil coming in. We've got nitrogen gas being brought in. We've got water being brought in. Even though, yeah, we do have a river over here, we could probably get away with getting rid of the water train station as well. Because we don't really need it. But if we need water for, you know, for like, say, diluted fuel, because we need to make even more for some reason, we've got that. But we got the nitrogen gas, we've got sulfur coming in. These are the power shards, so when we finally get into phase 5 and get that power shard factory going, then we'll be importing the power shards to actually make our ionized fuel. For right now, we're just going to be using the rocket fuel for production, or for power production. Then we've got the coal import and the compact coal export, because we're going to be making so much compact coal that it's going to be insane. So yeah, that's pretty much all the train stations that we've got here. Like I said, this top one is going to be ionized fuel, but for now, we're actually going to just be shipping out the liquid rocket fuel because we need rocket fuel, or we need fuel for our our current power output. Because obviously, we're not going to have that 240 generator factory done just yet, and plus, we need to make a packaging facility as well. Yeah, I'm still thinking about combining. I gave it some more thought last night after the episode was done, and I was just like, man, if we could just package it, then all of our worries go away. Like if we were to get rid of, say, the oil, because we don't need to be importing oil right now. We get rid of oil, we get rid of the water import. We just pull the water from the river here, because we only need 75 per minute water coming in. To be honest, I mean, yeah, we got the big water facility, but at 75 water, is how much we need. If we needed way more water, then I wouldn't, I would not mind taking it from that facility as well. Though you got the water packaging here. However, then I started thinking about, so this is my thought process. Then I started thinking about, well, we're going to have a packaging facility anyway, because we want to package nitrogen gas. We want to package, just all the liquids and gases that are in the game so that we can send them up to the mall, just because, we want to have every item at the mall anyway. So let's just have a separate packaging facility. So it's just like, it's fine. So that's kind of my thought process there. But yeah, like I said, we are going to be making ionized fuel, but we're not going to be making it in large quantities. It's going to be in smaller quantities, just so we could package some of it, and stuff like that. But here's our, if we come over here, none of these machines are powered. But if we come over here, this is our process. So we've got liquid biofuel over here. Obviously, it's actually going to be in this square because we need so little of it, just so we could package it essentially. Well, it's probably going to be recycling center here, and then on this side, it's going to be liquid biofuel or whatever that whatever the case might be for that little building there. But yeah, we're going to be making solid biofuel. And then plus the water, making it into liquid biofuel, and then pumping the liquid biofuel down to the green train station, the dark green train station down there, and then shipping it off and getting it packaged. Over here, we're going to be doing the same with fuel. We've got a little fuel facility. So this is not permanent. These machines are not permanent. They're just the layout of our factory, of our liquids factory here. Well, fuel factory, sorry. Fuel plant. There we go. So we're turning heavy oil residue. We're using all heavy oil residue for this, because we need to get rid of all of our heavy oil residue from the plastic and rubber factory. So we're turning it all into fuel, just so we can have power. And we got that, plus this fuel goes into a packager. And I'm just kind of going over what we did last time so that you guys can get caught up to speed if you haven't seen last time. Then we got heavy oil into fuel again, but a slightly different output speed, which goes into the rocket fuel, which then the rocket fuel then gets packaged over at the packaging plant. And then this is the main setup. This is where we're going to be making all of the ionized fuel. So we're going to take our heavy oil into fuel, into 134 fuel. We're going to take the 134 fuel, put it into this factory, which is the nitro rocket fuel, which is using, this is an alternate, which uses fuel. Nitrogen gas is where the nitrogen gas comes in. This is where the sulfur and the coal come in as well. And we make rocket fuel and the compacted coal. That compacted coal then goes to a different setup later on, or to a different factory down the line. But yeah, then this rocket fuel. So we got one blender to 2 refineries making the ionized fuel. So as you can see, our output is 200 rocket fuel. We could up this by quite a bit. But I'm trying to make this factory a little bit easy on me. I don't care if I've got to build extra pipes. I don't care if I got to build extra belts. If the setup of the actual factory, where all the machines are, how many machines we have, it is easier to work it out into basically mini production lines. This right here, this is a closed loop production line. So we're taking in the heavy oil in one end and we're outputting ionized fuel in the other. But this machine goes to this blender, goes to these 2 refineries. That's it. There is no splitting really, other than of course splitting between this factory and these 2. But there's no splitting to another set of machines or anything like that. It's going to be completely closed loop, or completely closed off from beginning to end, essentially. And that'll just make things way easier. Yes, we got to build more pipes. Yes, we got to build more belts. But I don't care about that. I really don't, because more pipes and more belts looks more industrious anyway. So that's my thought there. Yeah, we make the ionized fuel and then we just take some of it and package it. Well, we take some of it, put it on that train, and then we send that train off to then go get packaged so we can actually use it as well. It's like, why are you packaging everything? That's not needed. It's like, well, I don't care. I'm going to package everything because it's fun. most of this game, I'd say about 90% of this save is completely unnecessary to actually finish the game. But that is my whole channel is 90% of it is completely unnecessary. That's how I play games. So, and then we've got heavy oil residue. This is where the compacted coal comes in, and we only need one machine making this. We're just making the turbo fuel so we can package it. That's the only thing we're doing with that, is so we can package it. Now the packaged ionized fuel is going to mainly be used by us and our jetpack, because man, having ionized fuel in the jetpack is so good. It's like the rocket fuel, but 10 times longer. It's very efficient fuel. So anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna move. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all these machines and I'm gonna move them to their own platform so that I can keep the way this works. I want to keep this all together. I want to keep this idea here, but over here instead, in a different location, so I can start building it and start figuring it out. So, and a lot of these machines are probably going to be outside, but I don't know. Can we put these into a blueprint and build a little blueprint around them too? Because when I look at a lot of these fuel factories, right? Not satisfactory fuel factories. I'm talking about real life fuel factories. Everything's outside. There's pipes going everywhere. There's smokestacks everywhere, right? And then when you see them at nighttime, there's like a million lights. Like it's lit up like a Christmas tree at nighttime, a lot of these fuel factories. So I want to do something like that. So if I could put each one of these machines into basically into a blueprint, build a little bit of structure around them, just so we could have lights and stuff like that. At the very least, just have a little bit of structure with a little bit of lights. Then we can make this look like that. We could put these machines down with little blueprints. And what I'll do is I'll save the blueprints individually and call them what they are. So this will be the fuel plant ionized fuel, and then this will be the blender, or this will be the fuel plant rocket fuel, and this will be fuel plant rocket fuel 2, because this one's set at a different clock speed than this one, stuff like that, just to keep things in line. You can keep things organized. I think that would be a really awesome idea, just to be able to put lights. And honestly, I might do some stuff like that to this as well. Take some blueprints and do that with this. And then maybe I'll take some structure and put it onto a train station. Obviously the train station won't be part of the blueprint, but just like, so I could basically so I can add lights here. So we'll take like organization. We'll take a big old square light like this, or a big old square sign like this, and we'll stick it up there with that, where that is, and we'll actually make it a light source. And I want to do soft light. I want to do the soft kind of, the light that everybody's used to using normal bulbs, which, everybody's LED nowadays. So, but yeah, they're like the old-fashioned colors. I think that would be a really great look for this factory. So, having lights like that just everywhere, making all kinds of light, just lighting this whole place up would be amazing. So that's kind of my plan there too. So as we build the factory, we're going to have blueprints for each one of these buildings so that we can get started. And like I said, they'll be set so we can do this kind of stuff. I was also thinking about it too, and I don't know if it depends on how much room we need. If we need a lot of room for this ionized fuel setup, I might be throwing a summer sloop and everything, just so that we could produce twice the amount. And then then that basically cuts our machines in half. That's the only reason I would do that, is to basically cut the machines in half, going down from 20 to 10. I think that would probably be a good idea too, if we need it, of course. All right, so let's get started here. Alrighty, so finally got all of that done after a couple of hours messing with stuff, getting stuff done and whatnot. And here's kind of the blueprints that we're going to be working with. So we've got the. I decided just to go with one blueprint for all of it, and we'll call that a day. So we got this one blueprint here. The lights that are on here are mainly just to illuminate the machine itself rather than illuminate the area around it. There are a few lights that poke out, but that's why I didn't put any lights on the outside of these beams here. But yeah, you can see it illuminates the inside of the machine. So when you're near the machine, you're going to be able to see all the lumens lighting up the machine itself, which I think looks really good. And then, of course, I do have some street lights, because they're the only things that actually go into the machine. Like if you try to do, say, like a wall-mounted light, right? Actually, would a wall-mounted light work? Probably. A wall-mounted light on this blueprint might work pretty good, actually. You know, basically where these lights are. Wonder how that would work. If it would. Because that's a pretty good... I thought these lights wouldn't work. I just assumed that they wouldn't work. Guess I should never do that. I mean, if we need to put machines next to each other, that's probably a bad idea. That's okay. So we've got these lights actually connected up here. So we got a little power connector, a little wall outlet Mark II, which is connected to the machine. Oops. It's connected to the machine. It's connected to those street lights in there. Same kind of deal here. We got a little power connector here that's connected to all these street lights on this blueprint as well. So basically, when we give power, we're going to have street lights as well on all the machines. And then this one, I kind of went a little more simple with this one. I just wanted some lights to kind of, you know, to kind of bring it out a little bit more for these here. So we're going to be removing these. We'll color code them back to what they're supposed to be, but yeah, I do want to remove all of these to kind of make that work. Yeah, we'll have to reconnect everything. There we go. If we put on our deletion filters, it makes things so much faster. We don't have any other pipes here as well. So, but like I said, I did want to move. I moved that all over here so that we can have the recipes and we could have the layout for everything. As well, but I think everything's going to be colored this traffic yellow that we use. We're going to use the traffic yellow, and that's about it. Just to kind of, you know, make it kind of pop out. I mean, there's going to be a lot of yellow. I'm going to assume we'll color we'll color code the pipes and maybe even the belts too. We'll see, and that'll probably do for that particular build there. So yeah, first of all, let's go ahead and grab this blueprint. Also, I almost lost all my blueprints. I'm so glad that that I was able to get them back. So basically what had happened was when I fixed the color selection bug with Satisfactory Calculator, the website, basically the color selection bug is where you go to select a color when you have a big list like this. You go to select a color and it wouldn't give you the color you selected. This was because in the background of the game, there were actually duplicates that you couldn't see. Like it would make duplicates of certain colors sometimes. You couldn't see those duplicates. And it would just basically bug up the game. I'd go to select, say, like Fix It Primary, right? And I wouldn't get Fix It Primary. I'd get like Asphalt, or I'd get Amber, or I'd get Quartz, or, you know, whatever color I had saved that was actually in that exact spot. But because we couldn't see the duplicates, we weren't able to fix that. So we fixed it over in Satisfactory Calculator. Well, the other thing that I did over in Satisfactory Calculator was I fixed the save, the session name. Because the session name was still, even though I had renamed I'd renamed the main save to 1.1 so that I would know I was on 1.1. Not really so I'd know, but just so it's consistent. I ended up with this unfortunate thing of the I was looking at these train stations here, see what kind of lights I can add to them. I forgot to do that. But yeah, I went ahead and renamed the save on Satisfactory Calculator to 1.1 so that when it auto-saved, it would all be 1.1, you know? But I failed to take into account that, well, that's going to create an entirely new session, even though it's the same game and has everything saved in it and whatnot. That's going to create a brand new session within Satisfactory, looking at the saves and whatnot, and it was going to remove all of my blueprints. Well, luckily I still had, when I deleted the old session, because I didn't want two sessions of the same game, when I deleted the old session, the blueprints folder was separate. I mean, I did back it up just in case anything did go wrong, so even if I completely lost all of that, I would have been able to back it up very easily, because I'm very save conscious, I guess you could say. Because I've lost entire progress, or entire saves progress on games in the past. And I never want to do that again. Like when you put hundreds of hours into a game and you end up losing the progress because you accidentally deleted the folder or, whatnot, and there's no backup of it. Yeah, I mean, that's what Steam's, one thing is supposed to be preventing. It's preventing the loss of saves by syncing with Steam's cloud every time you exit a game. But that doesn't always work, and how it goes. Okay, all of these should be lined up now. And like I said, I'll recolor code these once they're all placed. Because I do like to color code the fluid buffers. We will have to put this on blueprint mode. Ooh, blueprint mode actually worked really well. Man, those things stack better than without blueprints. I didn't expect it to stack that nicely. I'll take it though. Yeah, because I wanted 2 tanks. And my game is hating me right now because I just placed a whole crap load of blueprints all at once. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Alright, we're going to do the first pipe here. Let's go and grab out our colors. Now that I fixed this whole thing, now I can be like, I want limestone, and then it's like, I want red, and it gives me the colors that I want. Which is really nice. Rather than trying to just line them up, why don't we just put we give a little bit of room. And, well, we want a little bit of room for the rail line too. We give a little bit of room. Let's move this over to here per se. Yeah, put it there. Wait for this autosave. Because the pipes are going to go everywhere anyway, so... Like I say, a lot of this is going to be outside. What if we give a foundation worth of space in between there, kind of like that? What I'll do is I'll do this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We can only fit 14 in there, and we need 20. And as I said before, I could always knock it down to 10. Knock it down to 10 machines because they're producing twice as much. However, if I do that, I think that ruins the whole how many machines or how much we need to make, right? Because by doing that, that also messes with the inputs technically. But it would be a 1-to-1 then, wouldn't it? because I've got it set up to 1 to 2 right now. Yeah, this is the way I have it set up over here. So you 1 to 1 to 2. But yeah, see, duplicating it doesn't increase the amount it needs. So if I wanted to go truly 1 to 1 to make it, we would still have 10 of these, but have 10 of these as well. I'd have to somehow figure out a way to increase the demand right here, because these things are fully overclocked right now. And this putting this in here doesn't increase the demand. It just increases the output. It just doubles the output. So what I'd be more inclined to do then is to knock this down to producing 100 rocket fuel. Yeah, because this is a type of system where you have to use your input fully. So if I've got this set up like that, then yeah, that's not good. But if I was to knock this down to 100 rocket fuel, then we're only needing that much fuel there, which kind of ruins the whole deal. So I would need to find a way to... So no matter what, I'm kind of screwed. I have to use that amount. Yes, I have to use this many machines because I can't increase the demand anymore for what's coming in. I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. Like I say, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so instead of that, then we'll have to put them... Man, that actually kind of sucks that I can't fit. Even if I was to move this over to where it'd be here, we'd only be able to fit, what, 2 more? That's 16 out of 20? Yeah, we can't have that. Damn it. Actually kind of sucks. I could put them every half foundation, but then the problem is then there's not enough. Or there's too much space too much space left over. Oh, why did that turn on suddenly? I'm gonna have to change the color of that. That's the other thing I really hate about the color switch, or the color setting switch, is whenever you set the color switch, if you do a custom color on one of those, it is a global setting. So if anybody else was using that color that you just did a custom color on, all those factories are going to be changed, which irritates the absolute crap out of me. It really does. It's just like, why did they set it up that way? Okay. So then what we do is we start here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab something random. Just something I can place. Okay. Just to make this easy. So we place one there, then the next one goes here. Then the next one goes here. And so on. So basically every half foundation. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, out of power, 15, 16, 17, 18. So there's 18. Okay, I want to fit all 20 in this line. So what I can do is start here. So there'd be 19. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19. Oh, because the way that comes up, I can't get 20 in there. So 20 would be here. The only thing I think of is scooching it over even further. We'd be damn near right up against the tracks, though. Like, instead of putting it there, we put it here instead. That might get us there, though. Alright, so let me... this is going to be very risky, but yeah. Let me place all these, and then we'll see if... we'll see if that works. For our fitting there. I might have to rebuild it a few times. Alrighty, so that was a little bit of a tight fit to fit all 20 machines, but I did manage to fit all 20 machines. I did have to move this railing a little bit. So this is about the sharpest curve I can make happen. And then it goes into here, which actually pushed the corner back quite a bit. So now there's all this space on this side, which, you know, works pretty damn nicely. But we've got all 20 here, finally, so now that we've got all those placed, I'm actually going to go ahead and connect them together. All we got to do is run power lines here. You can see it's already starting to lag on my PC. It's like, oh, Gutenberg! Too many blueprints, too much going on. What are we going to do? No. Something like that. That's usually how it goes. You hear the screams of my my CPU. Okay. Yeah, we can go ahead and connect all these, though. Okay, so now we need 11 blenders, as well. Because, like I said, it is 2 to 1, so... Yeah, this barely... Like I said, this is a tight fit. It's a very tight fit. I mean, I know that's what she said, but, yeah, this is quite a tight fit. And, yeah, you see... I mean, I probably could have moved this over a little bit more, but I can't fit that right next to... No. We're just not going to do that. But, yeah, on that side, it's a little bit of a tight fit. So then basically we take all of our pipes, get them kind of bundled together and start connecting them all throughout here as well, which I think is pretty nice. Got all that to fit though. And now we do our blenders. Where we're going to put all of our blenders. So we need 10 blender or 11 blenders in total. We need 10 blenders doing rocket fuel for this particular portion. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to set the recipes manually. I forgot about that. Because I wasn't about to save the one blueprint and then run it along, and then save another blueprint and then run that along. It's just like, yeah, I'll just make this work. Okay. So now that's not, we want this one. Alright, so this one here, this one doesn't have any summer sloops. I will have to grab some more power shards though. Alright, power shards. going to grab a couple of stacks, maybe 3 stacks of power shards here. And that should hopefully cover us for all of this, for this entire build. It should cover us for this entire build. I'm not sure though. I did have to buy some quartz crystal and some plates so I could place all the blueprints. Alrighty. I think that's all we need. Okay, so we're gonna hit Control C, and we just got to go along and hit Control V on all these. Take my hands off the keyboard. Okay. I'll go back through and make sure. It looks pretty good though. Alrighty, so now everybody's got the ionized fuel. Okay. Hopefully I won't ever put anything here because I don't want to cover up my signs, but... Okay, so that's 2,000 rocket fuel, but that's why it's, that's why the machines are set up the way they are. And 125 power shards, so one belt will take care of this entire line of that. That's actually pretty nice. I want to try and keep my pipes and my belts all above ground because, like I said, that's the way these power plants are, is you always got the pipes and the belts above ground for all of your machinery and stuff like that. And that's all kind of, most of it's exposed, so like the machines and everything just kind of looks like this, you know. You got lights everywhere, and you got beams and just supports and just everything everywhere. It's not exactly the way it works, but so now we gotta figure out where we're gonna fit our 11 blenders. Well, actually, fitting these 11 blenders is not going to be that hard because now that we've taken out this step here, yeah, we've taken out this step here. Now we're working on this step. So 11 blenders, 10 of these to support our ionized fuel, and then the 11th one just for going into the train to be packaged at our packaging facility. So if we can fit all 11 blenders in a single line, then we can fit all of our refineries making fuel in a single line. And that should be relatively simple to do. I just don't know if I'm going to fit 11 all the way across here. I hope I am. I'm going to be able to do that. And then the only thing we need to worry about after that is then turbo fuel. And like I said, this right here, I mean, the turbo fuel is just going to be literally one refinery anyway. Do I even have turbo fuel over here? Yeah, this one here. I think this one's turbo fuel. Yeah, that one's turbo fuel. Okay. Yeah, turbo fuel is just heavy oil and compacted coal. So we'll have to loop the compacted coal through a smart splitting system to make sure that the compacted coal goes into the refinery first and then goes to the train station, or at least it overflows into the train station. And then once it gets down to the train station, or the line going down to the train station, that one also needs an overflow into a sink so that the compacted coal never gets blocked up completely, and whatnot. So, okay. Well, anyway, let's worry about the blenders first, because that's the big portion of this whole factory. Is these ones right here. Should we have a big old space like this? I think we should. And after just another little bit and a crash as well, now that I've got my my blueprints back, I'm starting to crash again. I think it's something to do with the blueprint folder. Maybe I got too many blueprints. That's probably what it is as well. Maybe I go through my blueprint folder and I just start removing blueprints that aren't even useful anymore. That might help. because I think maybe the blueprints also partially count as well. But yeah, so I went ahead and put in some of the rest of the machines. This is not all of them. Obviously, we still need to do the biofuel plant, but this is most of them. And I was also thinking about it too, and I don't know, but I might be moving all of this back a bit, pushing a lot of this back here. Because look at how much room we have. I mean, we have so much room just on this. I mean, obviously we need room for the biofuel plant, so maybe we put the recycling center back here as well. But it did look like we placed enough room. So this is going to be an office building, I've decided. And we're going to build a small little building here. It's going to have, so you're going to go in here. It's going to have a couple of switches and stuff like that. Basically switches. We're going to have a light switch, of course, to be able to select that. So I've learned as well that light switches are only there to turn off lights on a factory. And it's not really to control the light color, because the light color is obviously, the light color is obviously, that's probably really loud. Sorry about that. The light color is probably, it's global, so it doesn't really matter anyway. Necessarily, light color will only control the regular light color, the presets anyway. So there's that. But yeah, so with this though, we've got all of our. I did get all the recipes set, and I've got temporary power to these just so I can fly through here. When we start getting the machines going and stuff like that, I will remove these power cables and get it properly connected to the power network, which is going to be, like I said, coming from this building. We'll have some switches for like the fuel, for the rocket fuel, and that as well. And I did get this properly set on the very end here. So the very end one right here, this one does a little bit more fuel than this one, obviously. So this one does the 200, goes into this particular one, and then this one goes down through there. So, yeah, and because I squeezed that all over, I was able to fit the intersection. I did have to move the intersection again. I did have to scooch it over another half foundation because it was up into the machine there, like right up on the edge of it. So I did have to move it over half foundation, which just did put it on a full foundation here, so that worked out well anyway. And pushed it over. So everything's looking pretty good for there. Unfortunately, though, we are out of time for this episode. So we are going to have to, whatchamacallit? We are going to have to call it here, and then next time we'll get started. We'll finish up the. Actually, let me paint red. Do I have any reds? We don't have any reds. Okay, I'm gonna paint red what we've already accomplished. What we've already got put down and set. So this one's set. This one's set. This one's set, and this one is set. This one and this one, which goes to that packager, that's also set. What is this one? This is the turbo fuel. Okay, so turbo fuel is also set. And then the regular fuel that goes to the packager is also set. And we just haven't set up this particular. So yeah, I think that little space back there, we'll use up all the space. And we'll put like a small building. That way what we can do is we could put in a looping recycling facility, as well as maybe the sinks and stuff like that we need can also fit. Yeah, there's plenty of space. That can all fit back there as well. We'll have like an actual building back there, for, administrative purposes. Something like that. I also do need to get some railings and stuff on all this, but I think spreading this out definitely does make it look better. I mean, it's all in lines. So I'm going to try to take up as much space as I can with pipes, but not on the ground level. They're all going to be lifted up in the air. So they're basically, a lot of the pipes and stuff are going to be like at this level, just under the power, roughly this level or so. That's where all of our pipes and belts and stuff are going to be. And that way it kind of covers up the walkway, but only over top, so that the pipes and stuff are kind of running in between and whatnot. And we're going to try to fill up the space as much as we can. It's a little bit unnecessary, but it'll complete the look that I'm going for. As well as some of those pipe bundles and stuff, we might put some architecture around them, just to make them look like they're all bundled together in a nice little thing, kind of in a little structure. Put them all together. That'll be nice. Oh, and then over here, of course, the very last little piece I just got finished putting down. This is going to be the regular fuel, and this is going to be the turbo fuel. Since they both need heavy oil, I decided to put them next to each other. It's just this one's going to have compact coal coming in as well. But yeah, they fit pretty nicely. They fill up that space that I was looking to fill up. And if there is any other extra space, I'm going to build some burner towers, I guess you could say. I don't remember what they're called. I did look them up one day. But they're those towers that you see when you look at a fuel plant when it's in production. Obviously, you've got the smokestacks from the machines themselves, but there's also some machines that've got like that are like burning off gases and stuff up into the air there. That I definitely want to make happen as well. I want to build some custom ones with some lights and some beams and stuff like that, and make it a different color, obviously, so it sticks out. Like maybe red and white. We'll have little sections and stuff, kind of like power towers, just without the actual power tower thing. Something like that. Or maybe we'll put some power towers down through the center of this as well to kind of cluster it up even further, and then and whatnot to make it look even better. We'll see what happens. But yeah, for now though, like I said, that is going to be it for this episode of Satisfactory, so I do hope you enjoyed. Oh, and before you go, I'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the investors you can see on your screen right now. Seriously, thank you. You guys are awesome. It is much appreciated. And until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.